Our next story is from Africa, from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Their mineral wealth is being looted, their environment is being decimated, and the locals are paying the price. It's a story that's all too familiar, the classic neo-colonial playbook. But the difference this time is the exploiter. This time, China is the neo-colonizer. A Chinese mining company is tearing through a wildlife reserve in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's an endangered UNESCO World Heritage site. But the Chinese firm is destroying the sanctuary. Here's our report.
This is the Okapi Wildlife Reserve, located in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It's a UNESCO World Heritage site, an endangered one. It was set up in 1996 to protect okapis. These animals are also known as forest giraffes or zebra giraffes. There are barely 30,000 left in the world, and the DRC reserve is home to about 15% of them. But the Okapi sanctuary is under threat, thanks to a Chinese mining company called Kimia Mining Investment. These are the aerial shots of the Muchacha Ming complex. It's a gold mining complex located inside the Okapi Wildlife Reserve. You can see the havoc it has already caused. Vast tracts have been deforested. Silt and effluents are flowing into the nearby river. This has had a devastating impact on local wildlife.
We are no longer seeing some species that used to be well protected here. In our time, we've seen protected species such as okapi, elephants, antelopes. We even saw monkeys, but it is no longer easy to see them.
It's not just land animals, it's the fish too. They are slowly being poisoned. The Chinese firm is reportedly using mercury in its extraction process to separate gold from its ore. The mercury then seeps into the soil and nearby river, turning the entire area toxic. The Chinese firm argues that this is necessary. It says that the mine provides crucial revenue for the DRC government, and that the environment is not more important than economic growth. But growth for whom? Because the locals don't seem to have benefited.
I'm one of the former inhabitants of Badengado. Around 14 years ago, we lived well, mixing work in the fields with artisanal gold mining. Our life has not been the same since the Chinese came and chased us out of the bush. We can no longer work or send our children to school. If the Chinese meet you in the forest, they hit you. That's how difficult life has become here in Badengado.
So a foreign company comes in, decimates the environment, drives the locals out of their traditional jobs, impoverishes them, and then justifies all of this by citing economic growth. It's a tale as old as time in Africa, and throughout much of the global south. This is neocolonialism at its most brutal. The locals used to mine gold in the region before the Chinese firm came in. They had small artisanal mines, but when the Chinese firm arrived, they say there was a crackdown. Now, only the Chinese are allowed to exploit the land.
The community is worried because the Chinese are operating in a protected area where the community is not allowed to do the same.
If the locals want to find some gold, they need permission from the Chinese firm. They need to pay a fee just to try and find leftovers, and they say the fee is unaffordable for most. So how did a Chinese firm take over a protected wildlife reserve and drive the locals to despair? Well, the boundaries of the reserve were redrawn, not officially, but by the government officials who provided mining permits. The distortion has been identified now, but it might be too late. The Chinese firm holds permits till the year 2048, so it'll be tough to dislodge them from the protected area. Unless the people of the DRC put pressure, their land and wildlife will continue to get ravaged for years to come.